Seven more to go, guys. Tony Tornadoes on YouTube for the Tony Tornado Lives of the day. Hello, middies. This is Discovery Scouts of the Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Woo! Hell yeah. Today is Sunday, June 4th, 2017. So, seven more to go. 21,000 subscribers and more content today. Everyone, 9,000 more to go. Everyone, follow on Tony Tornado, included about the 30,000 subscribe like Amanda Jean Show, Millie Motors on the YouTube channels, making the nerdy here on Los Angeles, California. Tony's sister Mantha here. So CJ said, tell Mantha to say hi. Anyone, how you doing, guys? Doing so far so good. Anybody to like to subscribe to my content today? So don't forget to subscribe on Jessica O'Doherty, Xiaomi TV and Xiaomi Prasad, Elliot Giles, and Ben Phillips on the YouTube channels on the pranks on Elliot today. Woo! I love the videos of Alessandro Daddario daily videos on the Instagram today. So it's live today. John Bass, Kelly Robog, Elvis Howard, Zac Efron, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Alessandra Daddario, and her dog named Levon. Levon, you're so cute, you are. You're so cute. You're so bigger than for you. Woohoo! Hell yeah, baby. That's me, Simon here. I'm in Pirates of the Caribbean film series on YouTube channels. Pirates of the Caribbean film series marathon the movies on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th movie. So don't forget to look at it on the Pirates film here. The first one is Captain Hector Barbosa. Second one is Davy Jones, Laura Keller Beckett, and the third one is Hero, Captain Salfang. And the fourth one is Disney pirate villains here as Edward T. Blackbeard on the Queen Anne's Revenge and the zombie officers, Jumbly. And the fifth one and the Spanish Royal Navy turn up to the Ghost to Detroit to Poseidon, the British, Spanish, and the Ghost and Armando Salazar. Boom. Don't forget to watch it on the marathon on 600 minutes. Tony? You love it what he says? Don't forget to subscribe to more content by you guys. So you can follow on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, Google, Fine Camera, Twitch, Patreon, Gaming Challenge, Jerky Stores on Elm, New Jersey, state where the majority of nuggets is. Big Brother, Jody Still Barker, Cock Story Talk, Tomalel, and Hangouts on Tony Tornadoes YouTube. Tony, you should go on to the Tomalel. You can join us, hang out, cock a story and talk like your phones. You can transport it to the sides. Boo! That's why I'm in here, guys. So that's why I'm here to the stories and anybody else to do shine upon you. Make a warm up, guys. Make a warm up. So don't forget to watch on Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot to the first movie. Tickets on sale now for the last 2 days. You should go on to see on superheroes on DC Comics. So don't forget to watch on Justice League for the Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Ezra Miller, Victor Stone, Jason Momoa. Let me know to forget concludedly Catherine McNamara, Dominic Sherwood, Matthew Daddario, Harrison Jr., Alberto Rosano. Don't forget to watch this on the last episodes on the Shadow Hunters on tomorrow night at 8. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. So we're gonna have to talk to you guys, this is where my iPad's gonna have to do something, not in that case, and got in that case, not gonna be worried about living there. So you can able to waste his time. My battery is, if my battery should be working to burn it, or maybe they could be dead. It could be easy. Otherwise, can't leave it about for 75%. If you leave it a camera like that, that could be able to be recharges at about 5 hour minimum. We just wanted to know to make sure to missable and understanding. That's what again it says. So I hope we get to subscribe some more content today. So watch it on Elliot Giles, Waterbed Ham, Ben Phillips pranking Elliot for very funny things. You should watch it, Ben Phillips, Waterbed Ham for Elliot pranks, Elliot Giles pranks. So it's on the YouTube channels. That have been about the last year. Those have been funniest things that ever. So we should. I was looking for the butt naked, the insider on showing the underwear off and down. So underwear should be down there. It takes it down. It takes it about very most funny moments that there ever. Well, it's gotta be the most explanations there ever. Explanation you know without a word about the moments, and that's where you forgot something you knew about how you'd about to tell us about the stories. So if any have questions, don't forget to subscribe. More contents. So I hope you enjoyed a nice day. We can send it to Wonder Woman on the Facebooks, YouTubes, and the Googles and the imaginations. So if I have it any about the question you do have it about the questions, the Battle of Poseidon's tomb. Also, they have the crew of the Black Pearl against the crew of the Silent Mary, and they short about beside the tombs, like the water's wall. It looks like it beside the open ocean, like an earthquake faults, and it's so much Jack and Karina from Barbossa's behind, so they find a way to the Poseidon's tomb to try to destroy the curse, like Hemming and his father, and it's a Flying Dutchman with his ships, and crew of the Silent Mary was able to sink down to the sink down to depths. Really first mentions only. I believe I should be here. I should be here. I know. So we know about the very most difficult to confrontations to see Jack and Karina and the curse. Hemi Turner was fighting for Jack, and he had enough. He had enough about the last Spanish Royal Navy, as knows about crew of the Silent Mary. He is about 100 cannons estimated. He's going to confrontation after that. He could be the special is really intelligations is hard enough about our attackations. I'm gonna get some water, mateys. Be right back. That case it a lot. We're taking about the company questions that happened about Karina, Jack, and Henry, and Barbossa was searching for Trident to break the destroyed. Salazar was carrying on to pointing out for the Jack with the spears like water power. He's going to, after his kill Sparrow, was poking with the Poseidon's trident spear, like King of Triton. He just allegedly stabbed it with his chest, and Henry was destroyed. Causes a lot of fatal attackers. Like almost takes 40 years. Takes about 40 years ago. Certainly, Henry Turner was his son's Will Turner's, and the ship, the Flying Dutchman, and his crew was transformed back to his human form, and Amando and his crewman was transformed from the Devil's Triangle into the darkness. So he ran over, and he chased the pirate into the Black Pearl's anchor, and Barbossa was almost fell. He didn't make it to climb up there to the board the ship, and he stabbed Salazar's back. He suddenly dies, and moaning to the Barbossa's death, and so as he was getting out of here, escaping from Poseidon's tomb. The water was full. The water was closed. The ocean was here, and the Pearl was reunited. So after the Queen Anne's Revenge was abandoning from the former Blackbeard ships, was the same like it about the Pearl and Revenge, was the same thing like seemingly abandoned by Silent Mary, and was it the Spanish Royal Navy in the ghost ships and transformed, was sinking to the depths and the floor. It is a real world about the special theory about the life action of films and this Disney movies, and they will like about the clips, reactions, and Karina was the change of the last name was Barbossa's. He was listened. There were musicality was Gio Sinelli, and from Hans Zimmers, and Klaus Blaudelt and Gore Verbinski's to seem like that reactions, and Terry Rossio, he bears to hear about Rob Marshalls, and their meal of them. I don't know what it is, and that Blue Age should be about coming up on September 28th. Just like October, like the last 6 years. Even the Pirates of the Caribbean 4th movie that was been in the past 6 years. That was about 1755. That was different from Once and for All. Although you think Barbossa was captain of the Queen Anne's Revenge, sailing the further fate of Tortuga, once changed off the black, gray, red sails to change it over to about the yellow sails, to seem to change it off about the pirate Jolly Roger, and build up those sails. The words, a cannery, decks, and 30 cannons and 2 Greek fires, and La Concorde from mid-1715 after the Blackbeard died, and 1718 through 1750. He bought the sword of Triton to capturing for the Blackbeards, capturing to attacking to the Black Pearl, was in the mid-1750s. Throughout the Barbossa has the right leg that lost his leg. He lost his crew, and Patel Rigetti was escaping from the Pearl to shrunken bottle by Blackbeard, and Malloy the Mootog, Marty, and Cotton's parrot was left behind, and Jack the Monkey trapped there into the bottle of the Blackbeard was a characteristic. He sort of about the Blackbeard's cabin to the closet all the ships to bottle there was capture and death was eventually to kill everything about the British, Spanish, Dutch, Navy, and Holland, and French. And French there have notorious pirate and rogue marauders and buccaneers. And buccaneers was naval navy. What's in the naval total war was insanity for attack those of the Spanish galleon. After the war against the piracy, and they tried to do the quest to the Trident of Poseidon. After after the quest for the Fountain of Youth, and they're sailing through the London, England. Jack's finds by Angelica and his daughter and her father Blackbeard, named Edward Teach. He was certainly, her last name is Teach. I would say Angelica Teach, whether her father was, he figured out about the villains was I ever started for the exchange of lives. For now, although he changes to be to remind us, he was a Gentile. He was a race of them. He was exterminated. He was the searching to the channels things. It would think about very crushing things. Who walks there upon the trails, and unnamed island, and the Spanish camp, in Santiago, and Ponce de Leon. He died there about 200 years ago in the mid 1750, where the fisherman there says, and he found out from the water. It was someone else who sunk the ship. That was the night on the foggy on the water. He would be campy. That's what he says if we're surprised. Who told us it'd be interesting? For now, the Fountain of Youth was the very most interesting. So we've been ever about to kill the poison for the transformed, that he's certainly to like tornado warnings. When the Blackbeard's body was ripped apart, and he sort of moving around like skeleton's hand. He fell out of his daughter, and Jack takes Angelica on the island. He leaves to meet back to Gibbs, and to takes back to the ship, all the ships to bottle from the Blackbeard's cabin he first mentioned, and to save the Black Pearl on the bottle, and he grabs there. That was a very interesting. Who controls by Barbossa. Who been there about every most further than known. Barbossa was fatal known as Tortuga. He would find back to Malloy and the Murtagh, and Marty was everlasting to seem to like a rival thing, like St. Martin. He was about the Dead Men Telling Tales. For Dutch Barque looks like about the Black Pearl was on the wake of winds on the white sails. They're moving towards her in the cavern in the darkness in the Devil's Triangle. When he lived for 40 years, Salazar was destroyed the pirate ship. It was the flag who crushed her. He was the gusser. He had no idea where Captain Thoms and his order the lieutenants, officers, and his crew was ready to fire on the ghost ships. And when the Spanish ghost was climb up there to board the ship, climb on board the ships. It seems like fighting to nearby. When did Amanda Salazar approach the monarch, he was burning and sunk into depths. He hadn't any idea. He would have been special that Salazar was confrontations for Henry Turner was his son Will Turner. I see something about the last 9 years. He looked like it about sea turtles there. When the Dutchman pirates when it seemed like the crewmen, they will see us. He will see you. He will see him. Like any time. So like in this short for Jack Sparrow slept there into the cabin there. So he had to sneak out there an idea. He would have been special there. They'll look like about all these clips, miscellaneous behind the scenes. They're going to make it up for the 12 things on deleted scenes, like 24 minutes, except that for 7 more, it could be stoppable. It's gonna be anywhere before careless. As said about them. It seems like British Revolutionary soldiers was on the Napoleonic War was ever to seem to kill every pirate was a hunting in the sea and a town, and escape from Saint Martin was everlasting to casualties. A lot of soldiers wounded and killed. Maybe except for capturing Henry or Karina or Jack was insane. Who held her then about kingdom? Who held her then about Aranos Celestine? When the Jack seems to reply, all these coins on it are out. They put it in the Diangle. They like it about the pirate ship, as known about the boarding ships, the small ones, as sloop. The name of the ship was very costable. It was abandoned. It was the idea. So we've been told about where last need to watch it about any time was most of it are difficult and walk out the rain. It fell, and he repaired to hear rumble with the compass. So he escaped for the Devil's Triangle, and to see unknowns. It's not a black pearl. And it's not a Queen Anne's Revenge. It's a Black Sea Dragon, and with the white sail like the pirate should, and its specials. Whether it seemed like to see the man on the man look like about the ghost bird, seems like it's scarier. When Silent Mary was swing up there, and he swing down, he's sunken down the depths. And he tries to break it, and cut down half of the ship. It was sunk, and all the men was killed by Spanish soldiers. Who tells Barbossa for Maroi the Motog was everlasting about Black Sea Dragon was sunk. He was destroyed by Salazar's ship. Was new as the villains. He ever lengthy to start it now, like during the Queen Anne's Revenge on the boarding ships, musical, orchestra, and walking over to seeing Shansa. Wanted to be reaction very most powerful on the 10 ships like his fleet. He spent about 20 years ago. That was about 1720s. Barbossa's ships was fleeing. It also did have remaining thing, or he asking about her everlasting about 40 years a long time. Shannon was saying he was to take a commander of a sea, so he find a way to escape to finding Jack Sparrow, and Salazar seems order to his man the Ghost was hunting pirate. When the Jack was executed with Karina, and the soldier was able to cut his neck and break his neck, he literally cannon fire and escaping. When the people were men and the children, the women and children was running, and the men was running and escape, and he cuts the net, and the dying girl was free. That was in the chooses the ones ever the last again. So Henry and Karina was prisoners, tying up around the circles. So attack on ships. Barbossa's was everlasting for his crew, the terror of the sea. Seems like that the Queen Anne's Revenge with the red sails. Salazar encounters to the Queen Anne's Revenge, was able to swing up there, was able to the reaction to seemingly to leave the Blackbeard ships, to leave their the red sails, to let it over and about minimum for the confronts Barbossa and his crew. He was a capture. He was just tapping over to the foot and boot and the rapier sword, and he's still swinging and stop. When it seen Barbossa's ships from Blackbeard's was whoever seems about prepared to crush and hit Blackbeard ships. That was that was about no fate and no cost. They look like the Black Pearl. It was also think about it. All the things that are seemingly aborted Silent Mary from the Queen Anne's Revenge into the ships was the pirate ships was there ever. They started to break it, cut in half over to the Queen Anne's Revenge's ships. He just literally destroyed. He literally crushed down and sunk from the depths, all the way towards over that about 20,000 feet tall. Since I ever met the seas before, I could never seen them the lost before. I think I'm gonna have to start it now. So since I haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean before on the Instagrams, so the Black Pearls on the scenes, Queen Anne's Revenge's posters, seeming like that about ships ever. I'm gonna head out for the run right now, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to more contests, to follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, Vine Camera, Twitch/stream, gaming channels, Juggy Store, Elma, New Jersey State, Cock Story Talk, Tom Allow, and Hangouts on Patreon. Don't forget, and follow on Actress and YouTube 24 Forensic here, and don't forget the guys who are free to death. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you back there. Keep it regimented. Keep on working.